We all know Lil Nas X. His music dominated the industry last year with billions of streams and views on every imaginable online platform. His story is one of rags to riches. It's inspiring, motivating, and one of the biggest events in recent music history. A 19-year-old from a small town outside of Atlanta using a beat he found online becomes a millionaire and global icon overnight. It's a great tale. But according to Lil Nas X,
once they hit TikTok and it was going viral, I was like, okay, we won.
Lil Nas X was pushing Old Town Road as a meme for months before it went viral on TikTok, which was at the time less than 6 months old. He is essentially the first success story to come out of the app and by far remains the biggest. With Lil Nas X being a young unknown musician and TikTok being a young unproven app, revived from the ashes of another, the relationship between the two was mutually beneficial. TikTok gave Nas an audience and Nas gave TikTok something to put on its resume. And a year and a half later, both Nas and TikTok have something to be proud of. Old Town Road being the most popular song ever, holding the record for longest running #1 of all time, while TikTok is the most downloaded app in the world with over 1 billion users. And while I'm sure no one is going to replicate the success of Old Town Road anytime soon, Lil Nas X set a precedent and is the first success story in what's looking like a new era for the music industry. That is, of course, if it isn't banned from the United States first. Let's talk about TikTok. This video is brought to you by CuriosityStream. If you click the link in the description, you'll also get access to my streaming service Nebula for less than $15 a year. You can watch the extended edition of this video and my Nebula original, A Brief History of Synthesizers, on Nebula now. What we know as TikTok today began its life in China more than 6 years ago as Musical.ly. Developed by a Chinese company, Musical.ly actually flopped in its domestic market, but found a small yet dedicated audience in the US. 3 years later, in 2017, the platform was sold to Chinese multinational internet technology company ByteDance for almost $1 billion. Shortly after, ByteDance merged Musical.ly with their new app, TikTok, consolidating accounts, data, videos, and layout. Meanwhile, China has access to a different version of TikTok called Douyin. To put it simply, TikTok is a global phenomenon. The app has offices in Dublin, LA, New York City, London, Paris, Berlin, Dubai, Tokyo, Singapore, and more. The company supports its own creators with a global creator fund of over $1 billion and a creative learning fund of over $50 million. And by the way, if you're watching this TikTok, please slide into my DMs because I'm trying to get on your app. But anyway, this is a Volksgeist video and I've just spent 3 minutes talking about TikTok. What about the music? To me, there are two separate yet equally interesting aspects to how TikTok is changing the music industry: promotion and scouting. It starts off pretty simple. A TikTok star uses a song in a video, the song in the video is catchy, the song gets tons of streams, and the musician's career takes off. Roxanne, one of the biggest songs on TikTok, led to a 2,470% increase in Spotify monthly listeners for Arizona Zervas. Doja Cat's Say So topped the Billboard Hot 100 months after coming out because of a TikTok dance, and Trevor Daniel's Falling went viral a year after it was released because of TikTok. I Love Friday's bizarre Mia Khalifa diss track led to more than 52 million Spotify streams and 110 million YouTube views, more than $500,000 in streams. Tokyo Revenge's Good Morning Tokyo has 22 million views on YouTube and 122 million on Spotify. Tierra Whack's Hungry Hippo has 10 times more streams than other tracks off her Whack World album. 24K Golden was selected as a 2020 XXL Freshman, a coveted award for young rappers, all from going viral on TikTok with the songs Valentino and City of Angels. But as we all know, we live in a capitalist nightmare and nothing is free. So how much are artists paying to push their music towards viral success on TikTok? The numbers can get pretty high up there. But when you look at the kind of success TikTok can lead to, it becomes obvious why labels are willing to pay to push music through the app's biggest stars. After all, Arizona Zervas' Roxanne has over 850 million plays on Spotify and a recording contract with Columbia Records, all from viral TikTok success. Now, it's hard to know exactly how much influencers are getting paid for their posts, since they're not usually going to talk about it in public, but Addison Rae mentioned a few months ago on David Dobrik's podcast that some TikTok users can get paid up to $90,000 for one post. Of course, not every TikTok by a star like Addison Rae or Charli D'Amelio is going to be a paid promotion. So it's not like they're bringing in millions per week.
Yeah, I'm number 2 on the app.
Okay, what is the most amount somebody on the app has gotten paid for one TikTok?
For one TikTok that I'm aware of that someone has gotten paid for.
Yeah.
That I'm aware of?
Yes. That you know.
I think you'd be pretty aware if you're the right up
Well,
there.
no, but I'm just saying like from a broad aspect.
Yes, somebody.
Like anybody.
It could be you, it could be somebody else.
Value.
Anybody, yeah.
Okay.
Let's all guess.
Okay, go.
Okay, I'll take a guess.
I can guess right now.
Okay, go.
80,000.
Oh, I was gonna say more than that.
I was
No
gonna say 100.
fucking
I was
way.
gonna say 100.
I was gonna say easily like for 45 million people.
No, it just doesn't engage as much.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be more than that.
No, I'm saying one post. I'm not saying a record label takes you and makes ads from you.
250,000.
90.
90?
But yeah, but that's like
90,000.
from what I know is like what someone's been.
Because TikTok is still
offered.
new, so like brands don't want to. They want to see how it works first. You know, like 250,000 is the kind of numbers you see on Instagram more because it's like.
Yeah, but
Madison
not
Beer
even
is here,
that.
everybody, too. So, Madison,
Okay.
I'm going to flip the question to you. What is the most you've seen for one Instagram
Oh, I mean,
post?
Instagram's insane. People get paid like $1 million.
Huge marketing checks lead to huge streaming numbers, lead to big names and big opportunities for artists. But you need to find a balance. These very intentional and strategic marketing plans can sometimes lead to a lack of diversity in the artist's catalog or fan base, as they have such a huge following for one song or one app. But you need to find a balance, because these very intentional and strategic marketing plans can sometimes lead to a lack of diversity in the artist's catalog or fan base, as they find such a huge following on one song or on one app. Because of this, marketers and managers refer to videos such as Addison Rae dancing to a song as forced activations, in the way that this type of marketing essentially forces a viewer to hear something over and over until they learn to like it. In a Rolling Stone article from last month, my channel specifically was referred to as a potential way for record labels to build on and diversify the success of a TikTok hit by having people like me tell the stories of new artists and help expand their mythology, so to speak, ensuring that their career can develop in a multifaceted way and not rely too much on one source of traffic. But scaling issues aside, what do you do when you don't have label backing and want to promote your music on TikTok? Well, sometimes you don't have to do that much at all. Artists like Ryan Lehan, a good friend of mine, have found themselves with a large amount of streams and promising opportunities in the music industry just from a TikTok star using their video for free. Caleb Finn, a TikToker with 6 million followers, posted a video with Ryan Lehan's song My Little. Ryan works on his music full-time now and has been afforded many more opportunities than he had before, just because Caleb liked the song and used it without even telling him beforehand. Some artists have even found success just posting their music on TikTok and waiting for others to notice. And this is where the second half of the video comes in, scouting. I found Brakence on TikTok on February 8th when he had just posted a cover of one of my favorite songs, The Japanese House's Saw You in a Dream. It showed up on my For You page with less than 500 likes, and I knew immediately that he was super talented. I went on YouTube and listened to songs like Softy, Sunder, and Rozier. I could tell immediately that his talent was absolutely incredible and I needed to hear more of his work. I also had a feeling that he was on the precipice of something big, like his next release was going to be very intentional and well planned out. Sure enough, a month and a half later, he drops his debut album, and just a few weeks after that, he was signed to Columbia Records. Brakence is absolutely going to blow up in the next year if his 40,000 TikTok followers and 400,000 Spotify monthlies don't count as blowing up as it is. More importantly though, I found it interesting that he was able to get so many followers off of less than a dozen videos on TikTok. And I actually reached out to his manager, Danny Rakow, to talk about how Brakence promoted his latest project, Punk 2, and how TikTok played an essential role in the rollout of the album. Let's take a look at what he said. And by the way, if you're interested in an extended version of this conversation, you can see the full video on Nebula.
So my name's Danny Rakow. I'm an artist manager. I manage Brakence, and I manage a new artist named Steven Sanchez. I'm also a songwriter. I write a bunch of songs with Jeremy Zucker. And I used to work at a record label, but I recently left the record label to go out and pursue management full time. Managing Brakence for about a year and a half, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, a friend just sent me Sunder, and I was completely blown away, and I replied to him immediately. And I couldn't believe that I was a 16-year-old at the time. He was 16 with that deep of a voice, and I was just completely, like, my jaw dropped when I heard it. I had to get on the phone with, I literally called him, like, we were on the phone like an hour after I listened to the song.
TikTok is huge for the music industry right now, right? When did you first notice that that was starting up? Was that like in the early days of TikTok, or is that something that happened really suddenly?
I was always a huge fan of TikTok. I mean, even when it was Musical.ly, I was on Musical.ly, and I was like, I think I posted a few Musical.lys with Jeremy. I was trying to get him involved. when TikTok came around, I welcomed it with open arms, and I was like, this is awesome. I genuinely really liked the app. I was on it, you know, you can look at my profile. The first video I posted on TikTok was in November of 2018. The differences between Vine and TikTok, and you know, the major difference is the music aspect, right? It's like the music is so, you know, weaved into the TikTok itself. You can't separate the music from the video in TikTok. It's together. It's so a part of the culture on TikTok that, and also it's so easy to see what the song is. It's just right there in the bottom. You just click it, find the song. So from the jump, it was so obvious to me how impactful it could be for the music industry. And I think, you know, it's really proved itself in the last few years, how meaningful it could be.
What does this look like on the back end, like from someone who has a view of the music industry and how it works? Are people starting to run campaigns using TikTok and, you know, the audience doesn't even know it and things like that? Like, is that going on here?
Yeah, I think, you know, there's definitely campaigns that are happening. You know, there are people that will pay a few $1,000s to get a few influencers with over 1 million followers to post a trend or, you know, just use their audio in a song. That's definitely happening, right? And I don't think, you know, I think the cool thing about TikTok is the audience is really good at kind of figuring out what's real and what isn't. A TikTok trend, no amount of money you pay can make a TikTok trend go. You can't make a TikTok trend happen. You can try to like start the fire, but it's not going to explode unless it really, you know, deserves to, or, you know, unless the audience really, it means something to them, or unless, you know, it has that organic feeling that relates to the TikTok audience. If it doesn't, you could pay thousands of dollars, have a few people post it, and that'll be it. And it won't travel further than that.
Yeah.
The real trends get carried further than just the initial payment of the initial like campaign, you know?
Yeah.
Successful campaigns will travel to hundreds of thousands of more people than the initial paid advertisement. And by the way, you know, a campaign isn't the only way to go viral on TikTok or to have a song be promoted on TikTok. There are so many other ways to do it. And I think the best one, and the one that I've never paid for a TikTok campaign ever. I've always encouraged the artists that I work with to just get involved on TikTok and to put their voice out there, you know, and with Brakence, it was him just playing the guitar or playing piano and singing on his own profile. So it was him posting himself doing a cover of Aries or a cover of Rex Orange County or his original songs, posting them on TikTok. And then all of a sudden he has thousands and thousands of likes and thousands of followers. It was all this perfect, you know, just this perfect recipe for his, you know, his album coming out. And personally, I do think that TikTok really helped. You can see, you know, his followers on Spotify, the first year that I was working with him, just, you know, steadily going up. He probably had about 5,000 to 6,000 followers on Spotify before Punk 2. And then when TikTok hit and Punk 2 hit at the same time, you see it just go like this. And now he's at about 33,000 followers on Spotify, and similar amount on Instagram. So I think that TikTok was a big help, but I think that Brakence is a talented enough artist and that project is genuinely just great that it would have found its audience eventually, but TikTok just helped, you know, I guess is quicken even a word? It helped. Yeah. It helped. I guess it helped, you know, just bring that to him a little bit faster.
Makes sense. So
Danny actually manages another artist, Steven Sanchez. And while Brakence makes use of TikTok to promo his new music, Danny actually found Steven on TikTok and had never heard of him before. He explained it this way.
So besides promoting on TikTok, there's also the idea of scouting on TikTok. Have you done that at all?
Yeah, I definitely have. I mean, that's how I found Steven Sanchez, the new artist that I'm managing. I was just scrolling through TikTok on it was probably like 10 o'clock at night. I was getting ready for bed. I just opened my phone, scroll through TikTok one last time, and I scroll up, and all of a sudden it's Steven Sanchez going, "This is a song I wrote called Lady by the Sea." And he just starts playing the guitar, and it was one of those jaw drop moments again that I had with Brakence. It was just so refreshing, and it was a breath of fresh air to hear this type of music being played on TikTok, because I feel like there's not that many singer-songwriter alternative leaning you know, artists that have viral moments on TikTok. So when I saw Steven sing Lady by the Sea, I looked and it said, I was blown away by the song. And then I looked and I saw it said posted 5 hours ago, 50,000 likes. And I click on his profile. It's his second TikTok he's ever made. I go to his Instagram. He has 1,000 followers on Instagram. I check back the next day and he has like 100,000 likes on it. It's going, right up. And we got on the phone the next day and I started managing him, and his Instagram followers literally went from 1,000 followers to 13,000 followers in like a few weeks.
Wow. I guess that leads into my final question. What advice do you have for people who are trying to get their music out there and might want to use TikTok as a way to promote it?
Else going on TikTok would be to take 100 shots. All it takes is one shot to go in, and that could be what changes your life. So if you look at this producer named Tiags, who has like a bunch of viral TikTok sounds, I think he said he posted like 700, 800 videos and none of them went viral. And then all of a sudden his 801st video went completely viral, and he probably got $1 million record deal.
Wow, yeah.
And he's having some success on Spotify and everything else. So with TikTok, it can be very easy to get discouraged if the first TikTok doesn't go viral, the second or the third or the 20th or the 30th. But you just have to keep on trying and keep on doing different things and taking different angles and trying different content, because it really, all it takes is just one thing to go. So I would say keep being persistent. Don't let a lack of views or likes distract you from the goal of getting an audience and getting a fan base, and just keep going for it. That's like the biggest thing you can do with TikTok, is just keep feeding the algorithm, and eventually something's going to stick.
To wrap up the story, there are essentially 3 big ways you can find music being promoted on TikTok. Forced activations through label campaigns or indie artists directly, naturally viral songs popping up through user interaction such as dances and skits, or indie artists just putting their music on TikTok directly and hoping people like it. So I think it's safe to say that TikTok has rapidly become its own self-contained ecosystem for talent scouting, promotion, and advertising. Musicians are getting paid and influencers are getting paid too. Now, if only we can make sure that TikTok doesn't get banned by the federal government and goes away forever. But that's a topic for another video. However, speaking of going away forever, my videos constantly get copyright claimed on YouTube. That's why my friends and I started Nebula, the streaming platform by and for creators. You see, my video about Travis Scott has over 1 million views, but it's only ever made me less than $150 in total because of a bogus copyright claim by a record label that doesn't believe in fair use, even though it's completely legal and should be allowed on every online platform, especially for educational videos such as mine. And many of my other videos are in a similar situation, about half in total, leading to thousands of dollars of lost revenue. In short, it's hard being a creator when you don't control your own platform. That's why my friends and I teamed up to build our own platform where creators don't need to worry about demonetization or the dreaded algorithm. It's called Nebula, and we are thrilled to be partnering with CuriosityStream. And the government isn't shutting us down yet. But Nebula is a place where creators can do what they do best, create. It's a place where we can both house our content ad-free and also experiment with original content and new series that might not work on YouTube. In fact, if you liked this episode, the version that I put up on Nebula removes this ad entirely and replaces it with an extended version of the video. Actually, now due to popular demand, almost all of the videos I put up on Nebula are both ad-free and have an extended discussion. Nebula features lots of YouTube's top educational-ish creators, like our newest additions Adam Neely, Charles Cornell, Mary Spender, and tons of others. We get to experiment in ways that wouldn't work on YouTube, like my original A Brief History of Synthesizers, where I explore the history of synthesizers in popular music. I'm very proud of it, and you should go check it out. So what does this have to do with CuriosityStream? Well, as the go-to source for the best documentaries on the internet, they love educational content and educational creators. And we worked out a deal where if you sign up for CuriosityStream at the link in the description, not only will you get CuriosityStream, you'll also get a Nebula subscription for free. And to be clear, that Nebula subscription is not a trial. It's free for as long as you're a CuriosityStream member. And for a limited time only. CuriosityStream is offering 26% off all of their annual plans. That's less than $15 a year for both CuriosityStream and Nebula. So since we've got to stay inside, we might as well be soothed by the voice of David Attenborough narrating tales about tiny hummingbirds, or join astronaut Chris Hadfield on a road trip through the universe, or just watch me talk about synths for 15 minutes straight. So if you click the link in the description, you'll get both CuriosityStream and Nebula for 26% off. or you can go to curiositystream.com/Volksy. It's a great way to support this channel and educational content as a whole for just $14.79 per year. Just click on the link in the description or go to curiositystream.com/Volksy. Clicking on the link really helps out this channel.